Hello there, fellow Commander players. This is Pramikon Commander, and I like to talk about silly decks of my own creation. Today, I'm here to talk to you about a commander that I feel has been overlooked by the community. Well, overlooked may be a strong word for it, but it was in the 2019 Commander Precons and has caused laughter, joy, and hate in all members of my playgroup. It's Pramikon, Sky Rampart. I love this gorgeous creature of combat chaos. It is blue, red, white for a 1/5 flying defender, which is a good stat line and good keywords for its cost. As it enters the battlefield, choose left or right. Each player may only attack the nearest opponent in the chosen direction and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. Interesting. So most players' initial thoughts are decks something along the lines of non-green wall tribal, messy combat, or super friends. Yet one archetype here is being clearly overlooked. A fun, popular archetype in most commander groups.
Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Voltron. In EDH, Voltron refers to assembling a creature, most of the time their commander, that can deal lethal damage in 1 or 2 attacks with various equipment or auras.
Look, I know it's definitely not Rafika the Many, but that doesn't mean we can't beat face. We're here for fun, right? It's just gonna take a bit extra. There are a few obvious disclaimers here. 1. Pramikon has Defender. I will address this later as we can use this to our advantage. 2. A quirk with Pramikon's main ability is it doesn't let us attack everyone at the table. It makes us go in order, which is advantageous and a downside at the same time. You may not be able to get to the threatening player and may have to kill someone who just happens to be in the way. It feels bad, but I think the deck is amusing enough to most people that it can at least be funny and interesting. So with that disclaimer out of the way, we know red and white traditionally like to do things like beat people's face in, and it also has tutors for equipment, artifacts, and random stuff, because red is random. And then blue draws cards, counters spells, and has weird artifact equipment tutors too, in odd places all over. There is, however, a glaring problem. Pramikon is a wall, and as such has Defender, which means by itself it cannot attack, which adds a few hoops to jump through if we want to beat our opponent's faces in for 21 points of commander damage. But all is not lost. We have a few options to get around this, but first, the long forgotten rare from Alpha. Animate Wall! Target wall can now attack. Yep, this is one of the best we got. Thankfully, this is not the only thing that lets walls attack in our colors. All that crap is in green. We have a blessed total of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 total cards in Jeskai that let Pramikon attack. In 26 years of Magic, they have only printed 5 cards in white, blue, and red. 3 enchantments, 1 artifact, and 1 creature. Now, as much as I just want to show you all of them, I'm gonna slow roll it because there are only 5. First off, we have Wakestone Gargoyle as the only creature. 3 and a white for a 3/4 creature gargoyle with Defender, Flying, and an activated ability for 1 and a white. Creatures you control with Defender can attack this turn as though they didn't have Defender. Wakestone Gargoyle is probably the weakest one for us. We only have 1 decent search effect or tutor in our colors for this card, and it's a gamble. Literally, it's gamble. Second on the list is Warmonger's Chariot as the artifact. 2 generic for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has, as long as equipped creature has Defender, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Equip 3. Warmonger's Chariot is the easiest card to get with most of our tutors. I'll get to those in a sec. All but one of them can grab this card, which means unless you have to, you don't want to tutor this one out every time unless it's your only target with the tutor available to you. Now our last three are all enchantments that let Pramikon attack. Animate Wall, which I already mentioned, Rolling Stones, and High Alert. Let's start with Rolling Stones. It is an enchantment for 1 and a white with wall creatures can attack as if they didn't have Defender. It's fine, and it does what we need at a cost we can afford and tutor for efficiently. I think Animate Wall speaks for itself. By far our best enabler is High Alert, an enchantment for 1 white-blue with each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Creatures you control can attack as though they didn't have Defender, and 2 generic 1 white and 1 blue untap target creature. In recent years, all of the butt fighting has been going to green, which, in my opinion, is total garbage. With the odds stacked against us, we turn to what, in my experience, most casual players have deemed unnecessary: tutoring. Our best tutors are Gamble and Enlightened Tutor. They can grab most of the Animate Wall package. Then we have Steel Shaper's Gift, Stoneforge Mystic, Deadeye Quartermaster, and Godo Bandit Warlord to grab Warmonger's Chariot or any of our other equipment. Open the Armory can grab Animate Wall or Warmonger's Chariot along with any other equipment. Muddle the Mixture can grab any 2-drop in our deck with its Transmute ability, and then Idyllic Tutor to grab any of our enchantments. An honorable mention goes to Tribute Mage, which is slightly too narrow a search clause that we don't have room for. I will say that this is the core of the deck, being able to get Pramikon to attack. The way you want to win at the end of the day is up to you. You could go infinite combat / turns. People won't like you, but that is probably the most competitive version of the deck. You could have a Flicker package with Enters the Battlefield effects, and that's where you could get a lot of your protection from preventing people from being able to attack you on their turns. I personally like the equipment package I put together, but if you have other stuff, feel free to change and tune as you please. This deck is fun and funny to pilot. It isn't very competitive and is kind of expensive. It can be tuned up and down according to your metagame like most decks. Hope you enjoy the deck. Have a good day, everybody.